quiet, stop talking. Somebody's talking. Be quiet, stop talking. Somebody's talking. Quiet, stop talking. Somebody's talking. Be quiet, stop talking. Somebody's talking.
Hey now, what's up, folks? Back for another Behind the Investigation with Jared.
And Brent.
Today we're going to talk about episode 2. Came out last Friday. So the numbers were pretty good on the first day. We're talking about, for our channel, we're talking about 17, 18 hours watch time in one day before the 24 hours. So looks like everybody enjoyed it. So we're going to talk about it today.
Yeah.
How you been? How you been, Brent? I missed the hell out of you.
I've been good.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You know, good Thanksgiving and a little recoup from that, you know, good weekend and just been enjoying family time.
You'll be up here in 2 weeks.
I know, bro. Ready for this. I'm ready for another one. I'm ready, dude. I'm
yeah,
geared up,
I'm
ready to go.
I really am. I hope everybody's Thanksgiving was good out there.
Yes.
We're going to move from doing shout outs on BTI to doing shout outs on our community page, community tab on YouTube.
How are we able to do that now, Dirk?
Because we passed the magic number of 500 subscribers. Yay!
Oh, thank you all.
Yes, so now we will be able to share our friends and compadres videos.
Yeah, their content
On our community tab and get it out to the people. So instead of me saying, hey, check out Trinity, or hey, check out Darkwater, or hey, check out Kevin, I can say, here's their video.
Yeah,
you can check it.
Go to the community page and check them out. I was really excited when I seen that popped up.
Oh yeah, I was too. It finally came. It took about a week. I didn't want to say anything about it because you know how YouTube. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
The other day, 13 subs just dropped off. Like, and I'm like, where the hell did they go? I was like, hold on. I was at 536 here. Now it's 523 here. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Well, I love YouTube.
Really. I mean, it does give us a platform. It's yeah, I guess as reliable as you can expect right now, but
yep. So we are going to look into episode 2, the Howard County Historical Society. This was a fun investigation. It was our first investigation back as a team.
Yeah.
We were a little excited. There was a complete game plan that we took weeks to put together.
We had meetings.
We put together this game plan, and as soon as we got into the room, I said, we're here for one goal, I feel, and that's to get a name and why to what happened to your son.
Yeah, to address whoever did it and why. And you know, I can definitely say half of my heart wanted to find out why and see if, you know, things could be squashed. The other half of my heart was ready to, you know, bring someone out. I won't lie.
And that's what I said in a comment today. I wanted to get reacquainted with whoever it was. And I know you did too. If Brent, you would like to elaborate for anybody that has not seen that.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. So, and we did going back into early BTI episode, one of the early BTI episodes, we actually talk about the initial investigation at Howard County, at the Howard County Historical Museum. And in that investigation, I actually had my oldest son came with us. Now he was, I think he was 17 or 18.
He's 18.
So, I mean, he wasn't a kid, but he was our junior investigator. He'd come on a couple of investigations with us. Von Paris he went to. I don't know if he went to BHH, but he definitely went to Von Paris with us a couple times. And we brought him here because he did really good in all these other locations. So the Howard County, it's not a huge place, but it's got some corners. You know, you can go
Grannies.
different. It was enough room we could spread out.
And then, you know, we had in the game plan, we were going to do solos in the bell tower.
Yeah, and for the second investigation, we were definitely going to go out. But for the first investigation, we separated, and where you guys see the view pretty much of the documentary, that's where my son was.
Yeah.
Jared and the docent, Mike, was it Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he was back with you in the back part of the room, and I was in the basement. This is just for a portion of the investigation. So we're all separated, and the ovulus starts going off in just an amazingly wild way.
And relevant word after relevant word. It was.
But really, what got your attention was it kept saying my name.
Get Brent downstairs.
Which is not programmed. Yeah, get your men, get Brent, and you end up calling me up. And, you know, we get up there and start trying to figure out what it's saying. And I realized, hey, what's going on? Where's Cody? And you actually had started walking through and stumbled onto Cody because he's in a pitch black. That room is pitch black.
Oh, yeah.
He was on the floor pretty much at the base of that stage that you guys see in the documentary video. He was on the floor. There was steps that were sitting there. And, bottom line is something came on him and took him down to the ground. He couldn't scream. He couldn't talk. He couldn't move.
I didn't.
You tried to lift him up. You couldn't move him.
I said, Brent, get in here because I knew you had to physically.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get physical with Cody at the time because of his condition. So Brent, get in here and get him outside.
Dude, I ran in there. I went trying to pick him up, and I can attest. Dude, I'm not a weak man. I went to lift him up, and he was not a big boy.
No, about 140 pounds.
Yeah, maybe. And you know, we could bench him easily numerous times. And he felt like he weighed 1,000 pounds.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I know when I say 1,000 pounds, I was just like, what? And I cannot move him. He wasn't fighting. He was just laying there like limp. And I couldn't move him. And
I remember.
I said a loud prayer over him and commanded in the name of Jesus or whatever it was, get off him, and get up. And when I said that, I was able to lurch him off the floor, picked him up, took him outside, and after that, you were like, "Everybody, get out!"
Yeah, I told even the people that were there watching us. I said, "Everybody."
Yeah, you told our escorts, "Get out of this building."
And I went around yelling at who we now know as Ray. And
we got a name.
You know that you ain't doing that to me, and you ain't doing that to nobody here the rest of this evening.
Yeah.
Because what is in here is stronger than what is out there, and you need to fucking back up. So I get angry at Ray all the time still. And so in this documentary, there is parts that we had to leave out because I get agitated. Definitely. I remember Brent, coming back when we watched the RIP files, or before we left, we watched the RIP files episode, remember?
I do.
And I did an interview on the RIP files when they did the investigation there and talked about this story. And I don't cry all too often. I don't cry often.
Yeah.
You can see in this interview that I'm starting to tear up talking about this scenario that happened because it still gets me. It still gets me.
Yeah, me too. Me too, bro. Oh.
So we go into this investigation with a game plan. And as soon as we get into the building, that my skin was crawling. Like the hair on the back of my neck was standing up, and I said, throw that fucking game plan out the window. Throw it out the window. Focus on this room right here. I don't know why. I think later on we figure out why with Ed's sensitivity.
Yeah.
For some reason I was like, let's just focus on here tonight, and if we get to the other places, we get to it. So, And we're going to pull up some clips from the documentary. If anybody has not seen it, it's the video underneath of this one on the video list. Episode 2. It was released Friday, and this is Monday morning. It was released Black Friday. So Brent, you want to go ahead and pull up the first clip?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'm gonna share screen here. So, all right. So before we jump into the video, give a little, kind of background on things that led up. Because I think there's some important things that led up to.
Mm-hmm.
First off, I want to say this is actually our team's first Estes session.
No, this was your idea to do too.
Yeah, we've been doing. I mean, we've done the Spirit Box for years. I mean, for years. Obviously, been watching this. We have all sorts of clips of Spirit Box, but I know most people do the Estes session. They'll blindfold somebody, and then they'll set them with the noise canceling headphones, Spirit Box, and but essentially we had a pitch black bathroom where we were getting. Ed was getting feelings from. We were seeing a ton of shadows. Like,
and in the documentary, you get to see me react, and you react. So what my eyes were seeing, again, we're in the pitch black, but you can, once your eyes settle, you can also make out depths and perceptions. These are light colored walls, so you can see the light colored walls in comparison to the darker colors in the bathroom. And what I kept seeing was things going across the white colored walls from different angles. And it's not like there's a window in there.
No,
there's no window. There's no way light can come in. That doorway would be blocking any form of light from coming into that bathroom.
Yeah, so, I mean, and there is a mirror, but you weren't seeing light.
No,
going across. It was darker.
It was darker than the light colored wall. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on in this bathroom here?
Yeah, and it's so odd because us, we're like, it's a bathroom. That's awkward, and that's just weird. Who cares? And why would you even focus on that? But
hey, Kevin said today, why was the focal point the bathroom?
Yeah, because someone dying in there.
It wasn't initially. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't always a bathroom. But obviously, when this was the historic building back in the era, it was not a bathroom.
Yeah.
It was not plumbing. So, and then I'm doing that SOS, and I back it off because my eyes are starting to get blinded by the screen. And as I back it off, and I'm standing there, my eyes start adjusting. And once they get adjusted, I saw something move back, and I was like, "Whoa!" And then I saw something start again. And same thing you just said. It's interesting because it was like just going back and forth like this,
like it was pacing back and forth.
Yeah, and I was like, "Whoa! I am seeing something now." And then Ed made the comment like, they didn't want him in there, or he wasn't. He felt he was not allowed in there, but he was like, "You guys can go in." Yeah. And I was very curious about that. I'm like, I don't understand, but let's get to the bottom of it. Let's see if we can get some communication. Because at that time, we outside of flashlights and doing a little EVP first session.
Again, I was telling people today, this was a different type of investigation from our atypical investigation. We went in with one goal, basically. This wasn't to find interaction. This wasn't to find document or anything. This was to get a name and to get a reason why.
Yep.
And I am satisfied with this investigation because we got both.
Yeah. And in this, so with this part of the investigation here, this Estes session, I can't hear anything you guys are saying. And as a matter of fact, we haven't even really had a discussion about everything you guys were asking. We just talked about some key points after this investigation that you had mentioned to me. So I guess let's go ahead and let it play. And
there was a key moment in here, and we'll let it play, but there's a key moment in here where I, again, completely lose control at this point.
And and then we're going to get into that too. Yeah, definitely. All right, let's get this going. If I can hear you.
All right, so Brent is in that room. gave me a confirmation through the light that day before. Can you or your cell phone relay something to break in that room?
This thing is just worry.
What needs to be worried about?
Die.
Die.
So Ed, right there, it's interesting. I watched this in the playback, and then talking to Ed. He actually says it to me when I come out of the Estes session, but it actually went over my head. Honestly, watching on the playback, I remember him saying it. But he says he actually, right before I said die, he asked this question about worry, and he said his whole body just stood up. Just all the hair just stood up, and he tensed up. And I said die, like.
And dude, I'm telling you,
it was really cool. Not coincidental. It was very impactful because he felt that, and then.
And I tell you, as soon as I hear you say die, and you said die loud, and I heard it, and that's when my body also, like my spirit came out and was like, hold on a second. I know who this is, and no way, buddy, are you going to do this again. And
right.
Started pacing back and forth, just like the damn thing in the bathroom was doing with the pacing back and forth. And I went from one side of that room to the other, just, where are you? Like Jackie had to come over to me and actually she calmed me down. She was like, just calm down, because I lost it.
It's interesting here, and this is just something that sucked for this investigation. I don't even get any of that. I didn't even get any of that in a review because we only had the one static camera, and the handheld camera wasn't recording.
I know, but
for like the first half.
Like we pressed record.
Yeah, it wasn't recording, and so I didn't get, even on review, I didn't get access to anything of what was going on out there. So,
dude, I double checked that damn camera. It was red and blinking.
Yeah,
no,
it's crazy. And another thing, like I checked my digital voice recorder. I know it was on.
Yeah.
Yet when I picked it up and went on my way home, I was going to listen to that. I'm like, I got a few hours of audio here. I'll listen to on my ride home. Yep. After 2 minutes, it stopped recording. So that was it. Yeah. But anyways, all right. So Ed, I say die. So remember, worry, die. Those are interesting statements, but I can't hear what you guys are saying. So I'm just listening for words. And for all I know, everything's actually fine. I'm completely oblivious that you're.
I'm losing it in the other room.
Yeah.
Like, if I could fight a ghost, I would have fought him right there.
Right, I bet.
It would have been over. It's interesting. Courtney also said,
"Thank you." Okay, say it again.
Courtney, as this plays, Courtney says that she can see when things start to happen with you.
Yeah, I saw that. She said you can see me start tensing up when I start when the negative feeling starts coming on me and I start getting angry. So this one's an interesting one that I want to point out. So you heard me just say thank you. Did you hear what you said right before that? You said nobody's gonna die, and thank you comes through. Remember that. Everybody remember that if you didn't pay attention to this in the documentary. So we'll keep letting it go.
Listen to me in the background yelling.
I can't tell what you're saying there right now.
That's because I'm all the way in the back, Cole.
You are?
What is it? You are.
So I'm wondering about that. You are. So, and like Ed, like a few seconds earlier said, I said die. He said, who's going to die? Was this a tie-in with that, or did you just ask a question that's relative to? Because I have no clue. No idea.
I can't remember my my question during that because this was in the midst of my losing it. So basically, I blacked out, sort of, and started yelling. But again, yeah,
It's an interesting statement to come
and then
across. Yeah.
later on in the evening, if you remember, while I was standing by that damn bathroom, is when my back started to
Yeah,
take
you
up
start.
so bad.
Yep.
Like two hands were on my back, and it was just squeezing. Like,
Yep. Yeah, that messed you up for a minute.
oh yeah, I had
That had a grip on you for quite a few minutes.
Oh yeah, I had to go down to one knee there.
Yep. You were like, Ray, is that you on my back?
And I figured, I was like, I better stand up. This motherfucker's gonna think I'm weak.
Yeah, right. I know. I really think that's his tactic that night was to try and find a hole in one of us.
Mm-hmm.
He stirred up emotion.
I remember going into it. I told Jackie, I said, "Look, babe, if you feel anything, you let me know,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
stand close to me.
Yeah.
If you feel anything, let me know."
Yeah.
Because she was going in there basically like your boy.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'll go ahead and say this. You know, we had a big focus on protection. You know, we had a big focus on protection. We kind of all did our own protection though before we went in, but we walked out actually right after this and said we're gonna group up 100% and do a full circle protection prayer on us. And I don't think Jackie had a negative experience at all, right?
Except
like
she had Goot sight in her ear.
Not negative though. She just heard.
No, she didn't have any negative, but she did hear that whisper in her ear.
Yeah. Which, man, I checked every bit of audio we had.
Again, going back to the Wade when we were walking up the top of the steps and we got that hay and we didn't catch it on audio, but both of us heard it.
Yep.
I mean, she told me that it sounded like it whispered in her
ear. Yep. And what's interesting is, I mean, I was right with her. We were at that door because you were in the back room talking in the other room.
It's because I seen
heard
another shadow go across that window.
Yeah. Yep. And so you were, you know, she's filming you. I'm right behind her watching you. And she hears that. I'm probably about, I don't know, 3 feet, 4 feet behind her. Between her and I is that table with the flashlight. And right when she says that, she says, I just heard good sight. The flashlight popped on. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, like, wow.
Crazy stuff.
All right. So back to this one, though. So I just said you are. And again, don't forget, you had just said, no one's going to die. And it said, thank you. This thing's just.
You can almost hear it.
I can hear it. Actually, I'm going to pause this real quick because I just remembered a funny thing that's not in the documentary. We actually talked about doing it for bloopers. That thing's so loud. All right. So, and you're talking to me. Matter of fact, I don't even know if we kept it in here, but there's times when you're calling out to me on the review, and I'm like, wait, I can't hear you. You're calling out. You all right in there? I'm oblivious. But the point, when we first started this, right before this clip actually starts, Jared's leaving the room. He just set this camera up, and I already have this on, and he's talking to me. And I think I said it said okay. Yeah, I heard okay. I'm like, it said okay. And I open my eyes and you're right there. And you're like, you all right? Or you said you want to leave the door open? And I'm like, it said okay. And I'm like yelling it in your face. And you're like, okay.
I always got to know if my team's okay, man. I always got to know.
But it's hilarious because it's so loud and I'm screaming at you like you can't hear me. It's funny. Bloopers.
It is. Bloopers. We should make a blooper reel.
The gag. We'll make a gag reel one day.
Y'all want to see a blooper reel? We got plenty of them.
Yeah, they'll all include me being like, man, my nipples are hard. I'm cold as head. All right, here we go.
to my family, and we got somebody else to the right.
Here's me and Ed trying to talk about what's going on.
Yep.
This is after Jackie calmed me down.
Okay.
Do you know that you're already dead?
Good question. You know you're already dead. I'm like, there's nothing going on. Thank you. Okay, this is relevant. Did you hear what you just said? Nobody is going to die.
Again,
You said earlier, no one's going to die, and it said thank you. I think it's amazing because you just said again, no one's going to die. And I was like, thank you. I had no clue that you said that.
yeah,
That's not a coincidence. That's amazing to me.
that's very well.
Yeah, it's extremely relevant. And I'm thinking that's Paul, or I don't know. I know you were told numerous times, two spirits here. I don't know if it's
I
just
think there's multiple. I think there's more than two.
Yeah.
We know of the two that are there, and
Yeah.
and Paul is the good guy.
Yep.
And Ray is
Not. Yeah. And I mean, I think Paul, just based on another EVP that we got earlier with the no, saying, no, they're our friends, you know, no, look, they're our friends. I think he's trying to talk to Ray and be like, dude, calm down, like trying to be some kind of mediator or just calm him down. And Ray want nothing to do with it. So, and there may even be a respect between them two, you know, which is why I think he would try and talk to him. And he talks to him in German, you know, but whatever, one thing we didn't uncover is really why that beef with us, you know, I don't know, but all right, so let's continue with this one and then we'll move on. Cover?
What?
No clue.
What?
it was Ed like, what they covered? Ed's military coming out. Oh.
Gookin?
Okay.
Gookin.
That was another weird word. I don't know what it said.
All right. So I almost didn't say that. I almost did not say it because that's gibberish to me.
But if the handheld was recording, you would see at the time when you said Gookin, Jackie went. That means
really?
That means looking.
Yeah, and you can hear you say looking. Yeah, I'm looking for you because she just told you it means
exactly.
Looking.
She said Gookin. That means because Jackie speaks German.
Yep. And it's actually interesting because we get no Guke, something like that. Whatever when the Paul EVP comes through, it says a similar word. It's not looking, it's look. It's like a shortened version of that.
Yeah.
There you go again. I mean, it is German. Right after that, something else was said along that line. I mean, it was nothing that not a word I understood.
Yep.
And the only reason I didn't say it is because I was like, I don't even know what that was. I could tell it was language. It was a word, you know. It's just static, and all of a sudden a word comes through. You're like, whoa. I wish I did enunciate it because I would love to know what went along with that Gookin, because I guarantee, now that I know that's German, whatever else I heard was guaranteed to be German too. Yep. But unfortunately, it's a piece we're not going to get.
No.
So, but that's awesome.
You know, Jackie
German coming right through there.
You said it. As soon as you said it, she was like, she like stood up and like, that means looking. And I was like, what are you looking at?
What are you looking for? Yeah, I'm looking for you. That's what you said. Looking. Yeah, I'm looking for you. Where are you at?
I'm still.
I start feeling it here. I'm like, oh.
Yep. But maybe that's when the negativity starts popping up because I'm looking for you.
Yeah.
Looking for me. can definitely tell. Look at your eyebrows. You can definitely-
Yeah, I'm like, I'm starting to get that. All right, the fight is about to come on, and I'm getting serious.
I'm getting kind of angry, guys. I don't know why.
That's that look like I'm about to knock somebody out. You come and swing distance.
Look at me. I'm angry too.
Angry.
Look,
Are you?
I was like, holy shit, you're angry too? And I will say this.
I am too. Let's go.
You and I, look, I just want to say this. I'm not saying I'm anything like a sensitive or anything like that, or like empathic, like, whatever. Empaths deal with other people's emotions. But
Mhm.
you and I are brothers. We grew up together. For all I know, that connection started
You
like,
feeding off my energy.
yeah, like I was like, whoa, there's like this, the protect, because I mean, we've been in so many,
Oh, yeah.
battle lines together that it's like, you just know when your brother's in a battle, and you're like, oh, I got to go now.
And I tell you, right there at that point, I know Jackie, she came to me and calmed me down, but still, underneath the collar, I was like, and as soon as I heard, I'm kind of angry, guys, I was like, I am.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's go outside.
And I think that's awesome. You didn't hesitate to come get me out. Like, all right, we're done. Get out. Come on. I'm pissed off too.
Let's go vape. Let's go
You
talk
knew.
about what's going on.
Yep. You knew things had reached a level that, okay, now we have to step away. And that's a responsible thing to do. This is a responsible thing to do. Okay, we got to step away. Let's regroup.
A little behind the investigation here. With the negative feelings that we were getting, I felt it necessary to go out and do a protection prayer.
Yep.
Anybody that knows us knows that we are a group that is religious,
strong in our faith,
strong religious based. We don't need no stones. We don't need no sage. We don't need anything as long as we got our faith.
The protection of the Lord. We know who's strong.
And I felt it was time for us to go outside and do a protection prayer, because with the way I was feeling, I was angry and nothing was going to be accomplished that evening. The way I was feeling at that point.
Yep.
So we did, and
dude,
when we came back, the place was dead.
It's like it's scattered. It's like you walked into a brand new building on holy ground with nothing there, just like.
And we tried for a little bit, and we tried, and nothing was happening. So basically, we took another break. And
hold on. I'm not going to play the clip, but I think it is, to me, it's funny, especially because I do think it was said at me. Actually, the first part I know. Right when we went on that break, I set up the Scottish Paranormal app.
I told Ryan, I sent Ryan a message. I said, "Hey, bud, we got your app in the new dock, so check it out."
Yeah, that's cool, dude. Like, so when I set that up and I started walking out, you see in the documentary that I stopped. I felt something just come right up on my back, and I was like, "Man, oh man!"
Nope.
Got to turn around. I'm like, I'm not walking out. This is something you got to turn around and face.
Nope.
And we are not, like, we both agree. There's nobody's showing weakness here. If we got to get somebody out, we're going to do it affirm. We're going to stand tall. We'll get somebody out. But you and I were like, I'm not backing down to nothing. We're not showing weakness. And so I was like, son of a bitch. I turned around. I was like, you're not touching me. But I was like, you want to touch me? And it was like, I did. And I was like, you're not going to touch me. It was like, fat luck. And at first I thought it said fat. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa. And as I'm listening back, I'm like, no, that's an L. It does say fat luck. But and then before we come back in, you hear that stupid or come through. I'm like, all right. All you got's insults, bro. It's cool.
But we decided to take another break and go outside and try to come up with a game plan. So we come back in and we, hey, it's cool to come over and try to communicate and stuff like that. And we welcome them back. And we did start again. This was not an atypical investigation. We weren't trying to get names, communication. We were trying
like, hi, I'm here.
one name and one reason why. That's the only thing behind this, and to face again what happened and impose our will upon that thing.
Yeah.
I wanted
and I mean,
that
downright show it has no power to do nothing. It's not doing that again.
I wanted to show that thing that this place is a museum now. It's not yours. You are weak. You can't do anything to anybody in here. So we welcome.
You know what? That's a. Did we talk about that? Was there any other negative reports before we came back there?
Not before. No, I mean there was a lot before when we were going there, you know, with the past investigations. But it died down.
Yeah. And then but nothing recent around from when we just went there. Nothing right before that. Yeah.
Nope.
I didn't think so.
No.
But man, there's no doubt. I think you and I both attest to, there was from the moment walking in, so even to when the meeting ended, Ray, this guy, the name we got was Ray, and he has it in for us, bro. He just
does not
like Jackie and Ned had never even been there, and he was like, "You fool."
Yeah.
Numerous times, the four of you.
Maybe he just doesn't like investigators.
I mean,
maybe he just wants to be left alone.
Maybe don't talk to us.
And just like the place that I did a walkthrough Saturday. They said they have a negative in the basement.
Yeah,
named Moses. That when he's around, you smell the burnt smell because they feel that he was burnt to death. And said, "Where's this guy like to hang out at?" She said, "The basement." I said, "All right, show me where the basement is." I went down there and said, "Hey, Moses, you know, I don't know why, I don't know what your problem is. I don't know why you're so uptight, but you know, things are going to change around here, and we're going to be coming here and communicating with you." And I'll tell you what, I felt it come up on me. I said,
unhappy.
I said, "Hey, slow your roll, Ace.
Yeah,
Back
easy,
over. You ain't getting nowhere here. Just calm down."
Yeah.
Ray, he's a jerk, and then in this next clip you'll see.
Well, there's a few things in this next clip, and I'm actually going to touch back on the fact that you said you think there's multiple spirits here, more than just Paul and Ray, and I actually do agree with that.
You got to think the place is called Mount Misery for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Tons of history in that area. Period.
Yes. So Mount Misery, the top of Ellicott City. It's a high point in Ellicott City. It's not the highest point. The Patapsco Female Institute is the highest point.
Right.
But Mount Misery is called Mount Misery because the people that had to physically bring the limestone rocks up when they were building these buildings, and the amount of life lost in the construction.
Yeah, that's an injury there.
So you're a spirit running around in a place where, you know, you got this building that, you know, again, this beacon theory that we have, and it's a church.
Yep.
Where are you going to go to?
Yeah, exactly. And this clip that we're about to show, the next one that I've queued up, ready to go, is things start coming out. We say in the documentary, you know, that it's at this point that, like, it seems like multiple spirits start chiming in, kind of over each other, even talking to each other, maybe, and trying to get statements out. And on top of that, I don't think it's in this clip, but and I think one might be where it says "help me." But we started getting "help me" come through, which we didn't hear in real time. towards the end, that's exactly what we were looking for. Like, all right, let's get away from this and let's close this down with, does anyone need assistance? Does anybody want help? Or, you know, some kind of, anything we can do. And so it does open up reasons to go back with, you know, different motivation, you know, so
Definitely.
not trying to deal with Ray anymore. I'm sure he's going to be there and be a part of it, but
Going back into that one, I just wanted to face, get a name, and
address it.
reason why.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Yep. So, all right. Well, you want to jump into this next one?
Yep, let's jump into this next one.
All right.
Again, folks, if you haven't seen the documentary, go ahead. It's the video underneath. Give it a watch.
All right. So here we are. We're all back in here. I think we actually just turned on the Echo Box. Yeah, that's what we just said. We have Echo Box going here. So pretty much we're going to start. We have the captions up. The multiple thing is going to start being said here. And I just, they're a little baffling. It's pretty funny.
Yep. Spirits start coming through, trying to communicate, all with different agendas.
So right there, I mean, there was a whole doop, 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 doop. I hear hello, like a man's hello.
Yep.
And then there's a yes, and a woman's voice, and it says humans. Hello, humans. To me, it goes together. Then the woman's voice is yes, we have. But it's disconjointed. Those are definite words, though, not just phonemes flipping around. Those are words and voices coming through. And I think it's hilarious. Not hilarious, but it's interesting to me. And I have no clue what the purpose was, but stuff's starting to try and talk. Then this one here just cracks me up.
I heard Brent. Ed.
Dude, that one there. So the listen to me, Brent. And then it says, "Whoops, you don't frighten me." Dude, all right. My boy is trying.
All right.
He's trying to pick a fight. He is. I mean, he just doesn't stop. I mean, we're not going to show it here, but you see in the documentary at the end when Ed's doing his Estes session. And actually, I think it's an EVP while he's doing his Estes session. And it's an EVP that we captured. And it says, I'm actually asking him, like, Ray, do you want peace? Can there be any peace between us? And it says, fuck. It's one of them whispers, like, fuck. But it clearly says it. Like, he's like, I don't care.
He's a jerk, man. I mean,
yeah, he's a jerk. Ray. Off the mental case, like. Here's something to note here, and I remember this actually. I am trying to. I remember sitting there like trying to center, like just listen and focus, try and center, and not let emotion or anything just focus. I didn't even notice. Look at Ed over here.
Yeah.
I don't know if what he was feeling. I actually didn't ask him about like this emotion here, this moment here.
Ed, you know, he's like our human REM pod, basically. Like Ed goes through the motions, man.
He's our human ovulus.
Through, during an investigation, he goes through a lot of stuff, man.
And I asked him quite a bit throughout the investigation. Hey, what are you feeling? What are you feeling? But in this moment right here, I was so focused, like keeping myself centered and not trying to let emotions go crazy. I didn't even ask him there, but I'm looking at this now, like, man, look at Ed. He's just, I don't know if he was just really focused, trying to listen as well, or if he was feeling
he goes in and out of it, man. Like just a second ago, he's like, I heard Brent, and then he's back down.
Yeah, and then boom, he's back down. Yep, exactly.
Ed is a very intricate part to the team.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. He's the one who drew the first attention to, I think there's a portal. I mean, He wasn't even talking to us. He had a feeling and started talking to the spirits and said, if that's a portal right there, turn that flashlight on. I think that's the beginning of the documentary where it started off at. And it comes on and he's like, hey, I just said, if this is a portal, turn the flashlight on. You and I are over here fiddling with the camera. Like, what? What just happened? You know? And then we come back in from like that first break and the Scottish Paranormal app says portal. And it's like dominoes start falling and the light switches start going on in our heads. We're like, oh, I see what's, exactly.
Following that evidence.
Yep. And we start to put together what's going on. And, so that area right there, still super interesting. This, a freaking bathroom of all places.
Where's Brent? Dad's already taken care of it real quick.
Look.
That was clear, bro. That was clear. Now I didn't hear the Jared when I didn't put that caption in. I didn't hear it. But there's no doubt it said that's right.
You can still see me grabbing my back too.
Oh yeah, and I think you mentioned that up here. You're right. Yeah, that bang, was that from this? Did you hear? Because I'm like, I didn't hear it.
It wasn't from the Echo Box, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Because I'm about to be like, I didn't hear it. No one else responded to it but you. That's loud as hell in this video.
Yes.
How? None of us heard that but you, bro. I didn't know it was here that loud bang.
Definitely heard it. But,
yeah. Oh, you asked right here. Did you hear that bang? You hear that? Look, that right there, I wish we heard that. That was clear as hell. Can you please help me?
I wonder if Paul.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like, is that Paul? Is it somebody else? Because we get EVP saying help me too later on that are captured in this.
I do.
Something is on my back.
Yeah, dude, your back's tweaked.
I can remember it just felt like somebody was like grabbing my lower back and just squeeze.
I wanted to grab you see me, I'm moving to get camera on you, like, all right, something's going on with Jared. But this right here is a response, I think, which is a weird response. But I think this is a response to what's going on. What's going on with you here in a second. I just went a little too far, but there's that bang. Or when I grab this camera, I think it's a response on what the spirit's doing in this place.
I do. Who has? Does anybody have my back? Let's go back a break. You had my lower back.
I'm like, Jackie, point over. Those are sentences, and they're odd sentences. I'll get the whole house with fun. We don't gonna rest. Like, that just sounds like someone that's up to no good. Like, I put it that way. Like, I think it's showing its hand. Like, I'm just gonna have my way with you. Watch me have. This is how I have fun. Mess with me. Trying to show trying to show something like strength. Yeah. Trying its best and talk shit about it.
Definitely affecting me at this point.
Yep. So I don't know how much more we're going to go.
I'm in some major pain at this point.
Yeah.
I don't like to do the hula dance every now and then. You know what I mean? I'm sitting over there like, like, hey.
I know. Oh, is there anything else on this one we want to go over right now?
Nah, I mean,
yeah. I think I wanted to show that part there.
But yeah, we don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah.
A little sneak peek if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. There's those are some cool things that definitely just everything. I mean, the whole documentary just added to.
Oh,
I'm going to say the whole investigation, the things we got out of it, which is the stuff you see in the documentary, and even stuff that didn't make it into the documentary, all build to an understanding, a better understanding of what's going on there, who's there,
yep.
and next steps, like what we need to focus on next time going. And there's quite a bit, and even being ready to combat the negative emotions and not let it take over the investigation. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell you what, man, when it comes to emotion, anger is the one emotion it'll rip. I don't care how happy you are. You can go from happy to angry like that. But it's really hard to go from angry to something else.
Yeah.
Anger sticks with you.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
And,
it's a tough emotion to break.
That's why as soon as I heard you say, I'm getting angry too, guys, or I'm getting angry, guys, and I was like, I'm angry too. We need to get out of here.
Yep.
Get out of here.
Exactly. Yep.
So that's it, folks. We're going to cut this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we hope from Pasadena Paranormal, everybody had a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I know I did.
A lot to be thankful for, man.
I know I've said that I needed to lose 10, but I think I may have gained 10.
Dude, you know what? Liz and I were smart this year. That whole week, I like went low on calories. I counted calories that week. Like I'm going low. And I lost a couple pounds going up to Thanksgiving, knowing that I was about to get it all back.
Yeah, we definitely had a feast, and I hope everybody else did too. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Yep. Again, it's the video underneath. If you haven't seen the doc, go ahead, check it out. It's very cool. It's a good
check out the community page.
Yep. Check out the community page. The people that support us will be on there.
Yep.
But that's it. Me and Brent are going to leave you tonight. So for me, Jared,
and Brent,
we wish you adieu, and we will not let you walk into that darkness alone. All right, y'all. Peace.
See yous.